Hello everyone. I again welcome you all in the new class. So today, in the last class, we had seen regarding Node MCU. So in the Node MCU board, as you know, this is a very interesting board regarding the projects if you do on IoT. Okay. So regarding this, we'll be talking today. So Node MCU is a so we are discussing regarding this Node MCU in the last class. And we understood a lot of concepts which was pretty similar to Arduino board. So today in this Node MCU board only there is one new concept which is very you can say interesting as well as important as concerned to IoT. Okay, you know that IoT means what? Internet of Things, means you will have to connect your device as per the application, and the device should run 24 hours into 7 into 365, means throughout the year it should run. I mean to say that. So what we have to think of is that battery. Are you getting my point? So in IoT devices, one concern is there, that is battery. Okay. So if you think about different kinds of devices which are IoT enabled, you will feel that in that battery may drain very quickly. Okay. So today we'll try to understand an interesting concept where we will come to know that how the battery can be saved and that device can run for a longer time. Okay. So the agenda of today's class is to make you understand how the IoT enabled devices remain active for a longer period of time with the same battery. Okay. So the idea is, let's suppose it's better I'll just show you an example and then I'll come to you. So the idea is I'm talking about some smart devices. Look at these smart devices. Two devices is in front of you. One is called a smart dustbin, another is your smart lock. Fingerprint enabled smart lock means if you give fingerprint, then only the device will detect the person and then only the lock will open up. Okay. And this smart dustbin, a very common one you might have observed, and if you are interested you can even do this project yourself also. Okay, here in this we have connected a simple ultrasonic sensor which can sense an obstacle, and here a motor is connected which can lift the, you can say, the lid of the bucket so that you can put the put the garbage, and later when you move away from the, let's suppose this is a person, and when this person move away from the dustbin, again that lid closes back. Okay. So in that format it works. It's a very simple project and interesting as well. If you are interested, someday you can ask me. I'll help you in doing this. So now the concern is, suppose these are IoT enabled devices. Let's suppose, okay, IoT enabled means you can come to know when it is full, when it is not full. All through all the data from this dustbin will be available on the apps. Okay, and you can come to a conclusion that when it is full, and so that someone can come and empty it up for the next slot. Okay. So here one concern is there. The concern is that you know that this ultrasonic sensor or the motor present here, or the internal internal circuit whatever is present there, all that, they all need the power supply to run. Yes or no? They all need what? Power supply to run. Without power supply, these devices will not run. Okay. And you can observe that this device is kept somewhere outside. Okay. Means there is no connection of power supply from somewhere. Means surely that might be connected to some battery. Yes or no? So if you have given a battery here, then the problem is that this battery may drain out very quickly. Okay. And if the battery is drain out, if the battery will drain out, the ultrasonic sensor or the motor connected here will not work. Okay. And this device will be in a dead condition. Okay, it will no more a smart device, and the people have to lift the lid or manually, and they have to put the garbage. Okay, so if you look carefully, the issue is battery. Okay, so if the battery is draining very fastly, then there is a problem. Okay, similarly, if you look at this second project where it is smart door lock, where the fingerprint is given by the person, and if it is correct, then the door will open up. Okay, here also suppose this is connected with the battery and runs with the battery source. Okay, so here also if you keep on continuing scanning and all, the battery may drain out. Okay, getting my point? So here the again the concern is that if the battery will drain out, the complete system will be disabled, and maybe the hacker may come and he can break in the room without even giving the fingerprint. Okay, so this battery is a very typical problem which has to be solved out. Okay, and that is the reason why in this Node MCU board there is a concept of that is called as deep sleep. Okay, so we'll try to understand the meaning of deep sleep. We'll see it practically. I'll show you through the program how this deep sleep is getting implemented. Okay, and if you have the device, you can do it yourself also. Okay, and if you really are interested in seeing the practical part, I'll try to give you some videos, or maybe I'll be dropping a handmade, or you can say my own video which I will be preparing, that I may drop. Okay, we'll see. So, but the important thing is, first of all, you should understand how it really works. So from the deep sleep, from this term only, you are getting that uh, some hardware is in a sleeping state, means it is disabled kind of. Okay, so when it is disabled, it means it is not utilizing the battery. That is the thing you have to understand. Okay, so if any part of the IoT device, if it is disabled manually or automatically by some command or something, then in that case that part will not utilize the battery. Okay, and suppose 90% of the device is in the deep sleep mode, then you can say the 90% of the device is not utilizing the battery. Okay, so suppose if the device is not utilizing the battery, then that battery can be reutilized later on. Okay, so the main issue was that battery. So in order to solve the problem, the concept of deep sleep is implemented in the smart devices. Okay, so how it is implemented, how it really works, let's try to understand that. So just you all know that every day, every time, everyone will not come and put the garbage in the dustbin. Yes or no? Okay, suppose there are 24 hours in a day. I'm sure maximum for 1 hour people will come and put the dustbin throughout the day, if I say. Okay, so this device has to be active only for 1 hour, not for 24 hours. This is the point you have to understand. Clear, guys? So what you have to do is you have to understand that for how much time the device has to be active. Okay, and the rest of the time what will happen, we have to deactivate the device. Similarly, in this second project which we are looking here also the same case. So if I say 24 hours, out of 24 hours, we don't open the door every time. So suppose there is a big family also, then you will observe that when you're putting the fingerprint, maybe that is taking, let's suppose, 30 seconds. And if there are many people also, maybe suppose you are utilizing this for 2 to 3 hours, let's suppose. Okay, so instead of activating the complete system for 24 hours, it is important that it should be active only for 2 to 3 hours. Rest of the time it should be in a, you can say, sleeping state. That is the point we are trying to explain you here. Okay, so when it is in the active state, that time only the battery is utilizing. Okay, rest of the time it is not utilizing. Okay, so we'll also see, we'll also try to understand one more thing, that the complete device is not deactive only. Okay, you can say around 80 to 90% part is deactive, and the rest of the part is active and it is listening. Okay, so once any trigger will be there, what will happen? The device will be activated for some time, and again it will go to the deactive mode. Okay, we'll again come back to this diagram to make you understand in detail that how really it works. Okay, so let's now, for the time being, let's proceed forward and let's try to see the deep sleep mode. Okay, so for deep sleep mode implementation, either I will be using this, that the Node MCU board, or you can use also ESP01. Okay, so these are currently, or you can say, very vividly used by the academic projects, in the academic projects. Suppose if anyone to develop something, then they will be either using the Node MCU board here. So it's better to use Node MCU board. The reason is that in this, the programming as well as the Wi-Fi, all thing is present here itself. Whereas with this, you have to connect the Arduino board also, then only it will work properly. Okay, so with Arduino board, you have to connect this ESP01, because this ESP01 is just for the Wi-Fi purpose. For the coding to process and all, we will be using the Arduino board here. Okay, so either you, if suppose you have Arduino board and you are interested in not to purchase some extra board and all, it's better that you purchase ESP01. It's not that costly, but it will take some time to integrate and all. Okay, and then you will be fine working on it. Okay, so generally we use these two devices for connecting it to Wi-Fi. Okay, and to run IoT based devices in the deep sleep mode. Okay, so now let's proceed forward. So I was just trying to explain you that why we go for deep sleep mode. So why we go, because you know that if you're connecting a battery, and if you are active throughout the day and all, these all battery will drain off very fast. Okay, and if it is draining off very fast, the problem is that your device will be dead. Okay, and if the device is dead, that means anyone can do anything. Okay, so in order to safeguard your device, the technology has come up that is called as deep sleep mode. Okay, and because of this deep sleep mode, we have power saving systems. Okay, and that is just because of the same concept which I told you, that suppose if I have 24 hours, then out of 24 hours, and suppose I am requiring to be active for just 2 hours, okay, throughout the day, then it's better to remain active for 2 hours rather than 24 hours. Okay, if you're active, if you suppose 80% of the system is only active, you can say disabled rest of the 22 hours, and for 2 hours only the total system is active, then you are actually saving the lot of battery. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll try to see further and we'll try to understand how really this happens. Okay, and this is the main thing we have to understand. So in order to implement the deep sleep IoT, we have something called as functions. Okay, so we will have to call these specific functions which will be disabling the complete device. Okay, you can say 80 to 90%. We'll see which part is not deactivated, which part is activated. That all we'll see now. Okay, so quickly write down this function in your copy. The function is ESP deep sleep, and this is microsecond. Okay, so this mus means microsecond, and that is the time which you have to provide is in the microsecond. Okay, clear to everyone? And suppose you want to go for an indefinite period of times for time of deep sleep, then you pass the time as 0. Okay, so when you pass the time as 0, it remains in a deep sleep throughout. Okay, it remains the deep sleep throughout the day, night, and I mean it remains inactive for a bigger period of time. Okay, so this is the important function we have to keep in mind, because whenever required you want to go in deep sleep, you have to call these functions only. Okay, or you can say there is only one function, that is ESP deep sleep. Okay, Am I clear to everyone? This function is really very, very important, and we are going to see this function everywhere in our program. Okay, whatever program we'll discuss, we will see these functions. Okay, so let me just tell you once more the function, that is ESP in the capital, dot deep in small letter, S again capital letter, then LEEP in small letter, and then in the bracket you will be passing the time. Okay, the time in the microsecond. If you pass 0 as the time, then the deep sleep will be for indefinite period of time, and it may, in order to make it active, you may have to perform some background coding and all in order to make it active. Okay, clear to everyone? So I hope this point is clear to all of you. So this sleep also is categorized into three parts. One is called modern sleep, other is called light sleep, and the third one, which we are seeing from the starting point, that is deep sleep. Okay, so there are three kinds of sleep. One is modern sleep, light sleep, and deep sleep. So if you look carefully, and these are the items which remain active or inactive throughout the sleep. Okay, so you can look carefully. Generally, we will be considering of these four things only. Okay, and based on this, we will observe what is the current drawn by the battery by the complete system. Okay, so these are the four devices which will be very active. When in the active mode, these devices will be very active, and they are the one which as consume lot of energy. Okay, so if it is a modern sleep, you can observe that the Wi-Fi is disabled, but system clock, RTC, and CPU remain enabled. Okay, next, if it is light sleep, in that case, you can see Wi-Fi is disabled, system clock is disabled. Okay, CPU is moved to the pending stage, and RTC is enabled. So in the pending stage also, it consumes some amount of energy. Okay, only when it is switched off, it will not consume a lot of energy. Now, if you just compare and look at the deep sleep, in the deep sleep, Wi-Fi is disabled, system clock is disabled, and even CPU is disabled. Only RTC is enabled. Getting my point, guys? Okay. So out of the three, if you look carefully, the maximum thing which is disabled is in the deep sleep mode. Okay. So that is the reason we are studying about deep sleep mode, because there is one more reason. If you look at the current drawn from the battery in all the three cases, you will observe that in the modern sleep, it has consumes around 50 milliampere of current, whereas in the light sleep it takes 0.4 milliampere, whereas in the deep sleep it is very, very less, that is even less than 20 macroampere. Okay, so you can observe that it's really very less, okay, as compared to light sleep and the modern sleep. I hope you're getting my point. Clear to all of you? So this is really the important point. Okay, so you can observe that in the case of deep sleep, the amount of current required is very, very less. Okay, and if the current is less, the power required is also very less. Okay, and that is directly saving a lot of battery. Okay, so what happens, this deep sleep, what it does is, actually when this function is called, the deep sleep function is called, the Wi-Fi, RTC, Wi-Fi, system clock, and CPU will go in the disabled stage, and only the RTC will be enabled. RTC means real-time clock. Okay, only the RTC will be enabled, and it will be observing everything. Okay, and whenever required, it will enable all the other three devices as per the requirement. Okay, getting my point? This is really very important part. Okay, so one thing you have understood very clearly, that deep sleep is the one type of sleep where you save lot of battery. Okay, so generally in the IoT devices where the complete system is running on the battery, we try to save lot of battery by using deep sleep concept. Okay, clear to all of you? So now let's proceed forward and let's see how we can do it. So there are two ways. So what actually happens? Let's try to understand. Let's suppose this is my IoT device and I want to put it in the deep sleep mode. So what will happen? Except RTC, everything will be disabled. Okay. So when it is disabled, and you know that when it is disabled, let's suppose at 8 a.m. it was disabled, and let's suppose at 8:30 some person has come and he want to utilize it, then it has to become active, and once it is active, it can be utilized by that person. Yes or no? Are you getting my point? So from 8 to 8:30 it should be in the deep sleep state, and exactly at 8:30 a.m. it should come at active state, and once the job is done, it should go in the deep sleep mode. Getting my point, guys? So in that case, what will happen? The lot of battery will be safeguarded. Okay, clear to everyone? I hope this point is clear to all of you. So in order to implement this complete concept, we have two different techniques. One is timer wake up, means till what time you want it to be disabled, till that time you keep the time in the timer, and once it is activated once more, you can remind it to go to deep sleep. Okay, am I clear? Okay, so in that case the timer wake up concept is used, means a timer will be set. For example, let's suppose 20 millisecond time will be there, and once it is activated, this timer wake up, deep sleep is activated in the case of timer wake up, then the RTC of the device will start calculating the 20 microsecond. Okay, so once it is able to see, when the time of 20 microsecond is over, the device has to be reactivated. Okay, and for that we will be utilizing some concepts. We'll see that. Okay, similarly, one more is external wake up. External wake up is a manual kind of, where what we have to do is we have to press the RST button. Okay, so when you press the RST button, your complete device will restart once more. Okay, and it can be utilized. Clear to all of you? So we'll see both of them, how through external wake up you can wake up your device after a given time. Okay, clear to all of you? Okay, so I hope it's clear. So now what we'll do, we'll try to see the deep sleep with the concept of wake up, timer wake up. Okay, so before explaining the concept of deep sleep with timer wake up, if you remember, I had shown you that there is a reset button. If you remember the last class, there was a reset button, and even there was a reset pin also. Okay, getting my point, guys? So this RST is actually the pin through which you can perform the same job as you perform with the help of reset button. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to connect through wire this RST button with pin number D0. Now you may ask, sir, why with D0? Is it necessary that only D0? These questions may come in your mind. Okay, and let me make it clear. So it should always be connected with D0. The reason I'll tell you in the next page. Okay, and why it has to be connected? Because this RST, through RST, what we do, we try to give the value 0 through it. So when you give 0 to it, what will happen? It will restart the complete program. Okay, and thereby saving the power supply and the managing the deep sleep. Okay, clear to all of you? So let's see that why it is connected with D0. That also is important. So let's see now. So if you look carefully, the D0 has a very special feature of wake. Are you getting my point, guys? Means when you connect this RST with this D0, what happens? Whenever suppose you are sending any data outside through D0, and if that data is ground, then in that case what will happen? That ground data will be also passed through this wire, and it will come to the reset pin. Okay, and when that ground comes to reset pin, what happens? The complete program which is implemented within will restart. Okay, and when that program will restart, you know that the Arduino programming has two functions, that is void setup function and another is void loop function. Yes or no? So once the program restarts, what will happen? This setup function will be executed once more. Okay. I hope this part is clear to all of you. I will repeat once more, don't worry. So what I am saying is, whenever this through this GPIO 16, if you pass ground means if you pass 0, so that 0 will come to RST pin, and whenever RST pin is receiving the, 0, it restarts the program. And whenever the program is restarted, you know that this setup function executes one time. Okay, after that loop keeps on repeating infinite time. Yes or no? So whenever the restart will take place, the setup will be executed once. Okay, so every time you are passing 0 through this GPIO pin, what will happen? Your RST will be the internal program will be restarted. Okay, and whenever the internal program is restarted, what will happen? Your complete setup part will be executed. Okay, and the function which I told you just now, if you remember, the deep sleep function, if you remember, when that function's time is over, if you remember, if you pass 30 millisecond or microsecond, whatever is there, once that time is over, it actually passes the ground value from GPIO 16. Okay, keep that in mind, guys. Okay, so this pin GPIO 16, what it does, it passes value 0, and that 0 is received by the RST pin, thereby restarting the complete program. Okay, it's really very important part. Okay, so if you do it practically, then only you will get to know completely. But I hope you have understood. So let's try to understand the code, and I'll try to make you understand as in a simple way. So only if you look carefully, the setup part code is written there and the loop is not written, because we are just concerned of restarting the program whenever the time is over. Okay. So what we are doing is, if you remember about the smart dustbin, so let's suppose this is your smart dustbin, and what you want that after every 30 seconds it should get activated and see whether is there any person who is interested in putting the dust or the garbage. Okay, so what will happen? After every 30 seconds it will get activated. Okay, it will just observe if there is any obstacle or not, because if there is ultrasonic sensor, it will only be sensing based on ultrasonic sensor. So if after every 30 seconds, let's suppose it is sleeping for 30 seconds, and let's suppose for 2 seconds it is activated, again for next 30 seconds it is deactivated, again for next 2 seconds it is activated, okay, again next to 30 seconds it is deactivated. So if you go throughout, you will see that maximum time it is deactivated. 30 seconds it is deactivated, 2 seconds it is activated. So maximum time it will be what? Deactivated. Getting my point? Okay, so that is the concept which is implemented with the help of deep sleep in this project. Okay, so what we have to do is, we have to go to deep sleep and start the timer of 30 seconds. Once the time is over, for 2 seconds the device will be activated. It will observe whether the ultrasonic sensor has sensed the obstacle or not. If not, then again it will go for the next 30 seconds of deep sleep. Once the time is over, again it will come and see whether the device is active or not. If the device is active, again it will start checking whatever has to be checked, and once more again will go to the deep sleep of 30 seconds. Clear? Getting my point, guys? Okay, so in this way the concept is implemented. Clear? So what we'll do, we'll first of all pass the serial begin function so that we can show all the outputs on the serial monitor, and then we are passing the function that is timeout, set timeout. So what this timeout does, it waits for the serial monitor to get activated, and whether it is activated or not, that will be finalized by this while loop, where it says that unless and until it is activated, or you can say unless and until it is initialized properly, you should not move forward. Okay, that is the meaning here. Okay, so once with the help of this serial function, you will come to know whether the device is activated or not. Once it is activated, okay, listen to me very carefully. Once it is activated, what will happen? It will be coming and executing this message, that is, I am awake, but I'm going into deep sleep after mode for 30 seconds. Okay, this is a message I am passing, and I am going to deep sleep mode by calling the function ESP deep sleep, and the time is mentioned here as 30 seconds. Okay, so 30 into 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, microseconds. Clear to all of you? So what will happen once this time is over? Once this time is over, what will happen? The RST will be receiving 0. It will get activated, and once it is activated, what will happen? Again, the void setup has to get executed at least once. So again, this complete code from here to here will be executed, and you will observe that you are again going in the deep sleep mode. Okay, clear to everyone? This point is very important part. Okay. So I hope you have understood. So in this, with the help of the timer concept, we are implementing the deep sleep part. Okay. So now let's try to see the next part. That is, if you want to externally wake up whenever the requirement is there, in that case, what we will do, we will connect this RST pin with a switch. Okay. So whenever you press this switch, you will pass 0 volt. Okay, so that time what was happening? Once the timer was deactivated, automatically the program will restart. Whereas this is pretty manual, where you have to press this button. Okay, and when you press this button, what will happen? You will get RST pin will get 0, and the program will be restarted. Okay, so I hope this manual part people will not accept, but the first one, which is through programming, people will surely accept. Okay, so in this the connection is very simple. We have given VC ground, and the one pin we have connected to RST pin. Okay, and so whenever you press it, it will give you 0 volt, and when you don't press it, it will give you 5 volt. Okay, clear to everyone? Okay, so now let's see the next part. So if you now look at the program of the second part, here also in this case, we are not giving any timer time to it. Okay, so what is happening? First of all, we are activating the serial monitor, then we are waiting, and then we are checking whether the serial monitor is activated or not, and then we quickly pass on the time, and we are calling the function deep sleep with 0 time. You know, when you are calling this function deep sleep with 0 time, what happens? It will be running in the deep sleep mode for infinite time. Are you getting my point? Is it clear to all of you? So if you don't pass any value to this, if you pass 0 value, what will happen? It will be in the infinite, it will be in the deep sleep for the infinite time. So if you do that, there will be issue. Okay, so what we can do, okay, we'll observe that, okay, it is in the infinite time deep sleep. Okay, but if somehow, if you're pressing that switch button, just now I have shown you the diagram. Okay, if you remember. So if you press this switch button, what will happen? Again, the program will restart, and you very comfortably know that if the program will restart, what will happen? Again, these 3 lines will be executed, and again the same line will be printed, and again it will go in the infinite loop of deep sleep. Clear? So this kind of wake up is used in those purposes where you don't have any automatic work. First thing. Second thing is that it's a very dangerous place and all. Though then for maintenance purpose we cannot send someone. Then in that case you will be utilizing the deep sleep concept with with the wire hooked from D0 to RST pin. Okay. Whereas here we have to look and we have to understand the prime importance. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll again go to the deep sleep mode. Again, if you press that switch button, what will happen? Again, the program setup will be, the program will restart, and you know, whenever program restarts, it actually executes the setup function at least once. Okay, so it will execute the setup function once. Again, you will see that your serial monitor is activated and you are printing the message. And again, after printing the message, what you are doing, you are again going in the deep sleep mode for the infinite time. Clear to all of you? I hope this part is clear to everyone. Okay, so this deep sleep concept, what it does, it practically puts the complete device into a complete deep sleep mode where it can be activated only by the hardwares. Okay, you will be pressing the switch button. Once you press the switch button, the hardware will be activated, and then you can remove the hardware. Clear? So I hope you have understood this part also, and it is again not a very tough thing to understand, and I hope it's clear to all of you. Okay. Now let's try to understand how much current it has utilized. So already in the previous slides I have shown you. So practically also when you do, so you can see this kind of setup we have made it. So here we have used ESP01. You can use NodeMCU also, both means the same thing. Okay. So here you can see with the help of a multimeter, we try to find out that how much amount of current is getting utilized in this case. Okay. And we observed that around 0.3 milliampere of current is getting utilized. Okay. So it varies also. Maybe if you are connecting the same device again, maybe it will be requiring the less amount of current. But one thing is clear, that if you are in the deep sleep mode, you will be requiring less amount of current. That's clear. Okay. And thereby it will be saving a lot of energy and the device will be running for a longer period of time. Okay. So I hope this much is clear to all of you, and this complete code as well as the complete part has been understood by you, and you can now think of all the IoT devices, and you might be observing now also very carefully whether the device is having a deep sleep concept or not. Okay, if it is having a deep sleep concept, means it is safeguarding the battery. If the deep sleep concept is not there, then it is not safeguarding the battery. Okay, so generally you will observe that it has the deep sleep concept mode. Okay, so thereby saving a lot of batteries. Okay, so I hope this till here it's clear to all of you. If anyone is having any doubt, you can ask, or else we can wind up the today's class. Thank you, everyone.